Hello everybody, FarmSim guy here, welcome back to Haut Beyleron. We are here at the top of the map with our little farm. If you remember in the live stream the other day, we've gathered up some silage, not much at the moment, but we've got a little bit in there which is fermenting nicely. We have a field full of hay here that we need to pick up relatively quickly, and our sunflowers are ready to harvest. Now, one of my dilemmas is whether or not I want to use those sunflowers and make some money from them, or we utilize it as whole crop silage, get it mulched up and into the pit as well with the other silage. I'm in two minds, but actually I think as a first crop we should probably grab this and use it as a bit of a money spinner. We've only got 85,000 left in the bank, and we've got winter coming up, so before we buy our cows I think it might be a good idea to try and make ourselves a little bit more money. Now what I'm thinking of doing is taking those sunflowers and turning them into sunflower oil, rather than just selling the crop, because I think that will give us a little bit more return on it. So I fully expect that's probably what we're going to do, but definitely been in a bit of a quandary over the last little while as to whether or not we would do that. But to start with, we're going to go and grab that hay off the field, because we're going to need that for the cows as well. So in the interim, we will hook this up and we will catch that, dump it in the hay barn over here, and then we'll take things from there. It's coming up to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so we've got quite a lot of work to do in the next little while. Hopefully we can get through it in time. There's definitely benefit to having straw and hay. Now, straw is going to be a potential issue. We don't have any straw, and it's the wrong time of year, so nobody has got any fields that we could do a contract on and maybe gather up some straw, so we're going to have to probably buy it, which is a little frustrating, but at the same time a necessary evil. I think we'll plant different crops. Sunflower wouldn't have been a crop of choice when we inherited the farm, but it is what was planted, so we'll take advantage of that now and try and make as much money from it as possible. But definitely next year I think crops that are going to help us with the animals will be the order of the day. But we'll push on, we'll get this sorted, and then we will take things from there. Okay, there we go, that didn't take very long, and it's almost a full trailer load, which is quite nice. Kind of perfect, really. So what we'll do, we'll go and dump this in the shed, and we're going to get straight on and try and get some of this harvesting done. It would be great to get all of this finished before the end of the day. What we're going to do, just for speed, is probably drop it into our little grain bin here, rather than take it down to any of the sell points or processing points tonight, and then we'll think about what we do next after that. But there we go, we have hay now and we have silage, so we're getting a lot closer to being able to feed our cows, which is great. So just a little bit of straw, and like I said, probably something we're going to have to buy at this late in the season, but that's great, we'll make do with what we've got. Okay, one thing I did want to talk about was our new trailer. I'm going to zoom right along to the end here and show you where it is. The Oracle TX130. There you go. This is a mod that has been pulled together by Ola Holdor, and you may recognise that name as the creator of the brilliant Renabu map, which we are eagerly anticipating for FarmSim 22. And he's been working with T-Bone, and they've come up with this fantastic Oracle trailer, obviously a Norwegian brand, close to Ola's heart. Everything Norwegian, just speak to Ola. And it's got some great configurations to it. This 850 capacity one. You can then put these sides on it. You've got a large capacity 1800 grain trailer capacity. You can haul logs with it as well. And finally, this brilliant silage one with this kind of almost handmade wooden structure around the outside of it. Very, very nice indeed. Now, what we're going to need for what we're doing today is this, which is the grain carting capacity. So we will buy this, and I'm also going to change it to the legacy color. I like the yellow there. Do we need a cover on it? Yes or no? Probably no for what we're doing. So we're just going to take that as it is. That should be delivered straight to our farm. If I've set my store deliveries up correctly, and I have, and there it is. Yes, it costs us a little bit more. We've got 2.5% fee for delivery, but it makes things a lot easier than having to drive halfway across the map. So let's get hooked up and let's get harvesting, because time is not on our side at the moment. Okay, I've left the tractor over there. We're just going to jump in the combine now. There's a huge amount of weeds in this field, which is frustrating. Again, what we inherited from the farmer before us, but definitely not ideal in terms of helping us with our yield. So what I'm going to have to do, I think, is just deal with this at the moment. We'll drop this down, and we'll have to definitely take more care of the crops in the field in the future. I'm going to drive a lap of this field just to get rid of a headland, and then we're going to put a little helper on here, and we will run the grain cart. Now I've just realised I don't have an auger set up for the bin, so we're going to have to invest in one of those as well. So we're fast eating into our money here, which again is the reason why I'm thinking that using this crop of sunflowers and taking advantage of the production chains to make some oil with it, which will obviously sell it at a much higher cost, means that then we've got a little bit more cash to invest for next season and beyond, because we don't want to have to borrow any money if we can avoid it. Obviously that might have to be a necessary evil at some point. We've also got the grape harvester, which is way out of our price range, so one of those will have to be leased for the vines later on in the year as well. But for now, I think we'll have to be clever with our money, just for a little while. Anyway, we'll push on here. We'll get this ready, and we will come back when the field is done. Okay, we are making very good progress. We've got a helper working the combine at the moment for speed. I'm going to run up alongside him actually and just pick up and see how we're getting on. See how much is in the tank already and how much is left to go. And then we've got another field further down in the valley which belongs to us as well, which, believe it or not, has sunflowers in again. So we are going to try and get the combine down there tonight as well and get that done, even if it means running in the dark. And then things are looking good for tomorrow. A bit of tillage, then get things sorted and try and get some more crops in the ground relatively quickly if we can. So let's get this sorted. I do need to get the auger organised as well, so we can get these into the silo. But that's looking good. What does that look like? That is 27% of a trailer load, so not a massive yield from this, and that might be something to do with the amount of weeds in there. Like I said, something to just bear in mind for next time. But there we go. He looks like he's probably got another 3 passes to go, and then we will have at least this first field done. So while that is finishing off, I am going to pick up this auger and get things started with that. There you go. It's another 25,000 euros, but something we need and something we're going to use probably on quite a regular basis. So there we go. That's sorted. Let's head over and get it set up. I'm going to leave the trailer here with the combine and pick up the last of that grain when he's finished. So in the meantime, we will get the auger set up ready for the trailer. Come in handy, this tractor. Perfect for these little jobs around the farm if it's not working on the grapes. But we'll get this hooked up and we'll take it just the other side of the hay barn here. There we go. That isn't bad at all, actually. That is not bad at all. Maybe a little bit too far forward. Let's try that. I think we give that a go, shall we? Let's drop it down a little bit further. We want it as accurate as possible. That looks pretty good. Yep. I think I'll take that. We'll pop this out because we're not going under a belly dump or anything like that. I can just pop this around about here and we should be able to tip into it. It gives us enough space to manoeuvre around and unload it. So that looks good. I'm going to drop that. I'll run this tractor back to the shed and we'll go and get some of these sunflowers stuck into it. So there we go. Helper has finished. So we'll get the rest of this into here. Okay, that's that done. Wow, that really is a relatively small amount, isn't it? Okay, with that in mind, let's run this down to the next field. One of the occupational hazards of running large machinery down public roads, especially somewhere like rural France, where they're not the widest roads in the world, is the hope that you don't bump into things coming the other way. We nearly made mincemeat of a 2CV driver there, but it looks like he got away with it. Now, if I turn down here, that is our little field dead ahead of us, I think. Really is small. Now actually I think these are still growing, funnily enough. Looking at the colours in them, I thought they were ready, but I think they might not be ready until tomorrow, which is another reason why putting the stuff in the silo and taking it all in one go was a good idea. No, they are definitely not ready yet, are they? Okay. Well, I guess we've done the job of transporting it down here, though. That's one less job to worry about in the morning. So we'll just park him up here. It's a rather large field of maize there. I wonder if the neighbour would want to give us some of that for silage. Okay. Combine is here. We will leave him here. Let's head back to the farm and sort that grain. Not the most glamorous, but it seems to be working, and it looks like it's going into the bin at the top there, so that's good. We do not need a bin as big as this, I don't think. Morning everyone, how are we all doing? This is a quick check on the grapes. They are growing rather nicely actually, it's great to see. So we're making good progress there. They will be ready soon as well, and hopefully they'll be a bit of a money spinner. Just jumping to here, you can see now that the sunflowers in field 12 are ready to harvest as well, so that's positive. In fact, that might be the first task of the day, is just to set the worker up and going on that. It is early. But no point in wasting time, so we'll let him go. Okay, tractor, let's get this down to near the combine without clattering into the auger if we can avoid it. And it's a short run, just down to the bottom of the road here. I'd stop here and show you the beautiful lighting on FS22. Look at that across the valley, the haziness of the morning, absolutely tremendous. And there's the combine working hard in the field down here. So we will head down to meet him and get him loaded up as soon as he's ready. And that is probably the fastest harvest in the world. It's only taken us a couple of hours, but we have only got small fields. Look at that, the car doing the decent thing and waiting for him. Either that or he's a farming fan and he wants to watch the combine as it goes up and down the fields. Okay, we're going to park up here, and as soon as this field is done, we'll get it loaded up. We'll probably go and pick up what's in the silo as well, rather than dumping this in the silo, and we'll take them both down to the oil plant, which is a little bit further down the valley, under the bridge there, and across the river. But we'll get that into the processing plant as quickly as we can, and hopefully start to make some money out of it. So here we go, it hasn't taken long at all. We've just been standing around enjoying the views of them, being absolutely brutally honest. It's a great map, this, it really is. There we go, he's got a couple of lines left to do. In fact, is that just one row that's left? It's quite funny if it is. Literally is one row. So we'll let him get on with that. I'll get out of the way. And we will jump in the tractor. And then that is us. That is us. I don't even want to think about the repair costs. I know they're pretty high in FS22, but we will go and follow him up here and see if we can get under the pipe before the worker quits and get things unloaded. There we go. Oh no, he just shuts off and he disappears. Typical. Right, we'll have to do it again. There we go. Okay, combine unloaded. I'm going to leave it here for now, just because we've got other things that we need to be doing. So let's get this back to the yard. 32% here, plus what we've got in the silo means that we could probably get it all in one trailer and get it down to the processing plant. So that is exactly what we're going to do. So we will see you very shortly. Okay, so here we are back at the yard. As you can see, the unload auger has been moved into place as well, so we'll just roll underneath that. It's very high, but as we've only got one crop in there, that is what it's given us. And we will get, let's see how much we get, 66% of a trailer full. But what we've got to do now is get this down to the oil processing plant. And when we get there as well, we'll have a quick look at the prices, see what's what, see what the best options are for selling this on. Do we sell it on map, or do we bite the bullet? Spend £1,000 renting a train to get it shipped off somewhere else. So we shall see. Well, let's see what the numbers are talking when we get there. But for now, let's just run down this lovely valley and get ourselves to the production point. So let us pull in, get this tipped, and then we will have a look and see, one, how long it's going to take, and two, how much potentially it's going to make us money-wise. There we go. Love those little bangs as the trailer goes up. Really nice. So there we go. This is going to give us around 6,000 litres of sunflower oil, which isn't masses. if I'm being honest, but it's enough. There is a cost attached to it as well. So let's activate that and get it running. We are storing it at the moment because we want to make the decision where we're going to sell it. And let's just jump into the sales menus here. If I run down to oils, there we go, sunflower oil. Le Jardin de Fermier Farm Shop, €2,200, looking good, but on prices on the way down. So with that in mind, we might just bide our time. Now it's possible that's at the top of its sales point, but let's have a look. We are in November. It is quite high at the moment, but if we hold on to Feb, if we can afford to, that might be the solution. It's on its way down quite rapidly. The other option is to just sell it as quickly as we can. Okay, here we are back at the yard now with our stubble fields sitting there doing nothing at the moment. I am very keen to get started getting those prepped so we can plant them as quickly as we can. So with that in mind, I am going to try something. Now we do only have the very small mulcher here, but I would like to mulch the ground that we've got so that it can give us a little bit of extra yield in the next crop cycle. Yeah, extra 5% yield. Now this mulcher is tiny. I'm just wondering if it's not worthwhile using that. I was going to use it, but I've just decided now I'm not going to do that. What we'll do is we'll jump in and we will get one, but we're going to lease it and just try and get as much done as we can, really. 130 horsepower for the Speed Max, and that's a 5.6 meter width, so that's pretty good. What's our leasing costs for that though? €1,000. That is a worthwhile exercise. Okay, let's get that sorted. And there it is over there already, delivered to us from our local shop. Okay, let's get this into the field. Let's give it a little whirl. Just unfold it. It's nice and wide actually. I'm surprised it doesn't take more horsepower to run, but it doesn't. And we have got enough, which is a blessing in disguise, I think. So let's see what happens now. Interesting, the texture remains the same. You can see it's trimming the grass at the side of the field as well. So it's going to be difficult to see where you've been. What I will be doing, however, is putting a helper on this. So he will have to work it out for himself, which is no bad thing. It doesn't really matter if I run on the grass slightly. But yes, this is a worthwhile exercise. If it brings you 5% more yield, it's a worthwhile exercise. The other thing to consider as well is making sure we catch our weeds early as well, because there is a negative impact now for using herbicides. They're obviously not particularly environmentally friendly, and Giants and FarmSim doing their bit to say about kind of farming methods that don't damage the earth, which I think is a really nice touch with the game. And actually I've just realised, this is, even the ground texture is staying the same. You can tell where we've been because the sunflower stalks have gone. It's not very easy to see, but like I said, it's not a huge issue because we're going to put a helper on this. Once we've done just one headland all the way around, we will pop a helper on this and we will let him work that out for himself. here we go. It's the last pass. It hasn't taken much time at all, but great to get that job out of the way. What we'll do is we'll run the tractor down to the second field, second sunflower field as well. We'll get that done. And then this can go back to the shop, and we're not going to waste money on it sitting around doing nothing. But a handy tool to have had here, and like I said, it helps us definitely in terms of letting us maximise the yield on the field, something we didn't do this year because we inherited the crops. So we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that next year we have got the best yielding crops in the area. And also we're going to plant something that's a little bit more useful to us. You know, probably a wheat or a barley or something in one of the fields to give us some straw. It all depends on how much food the cows are going to need. We'll maybe start small with the cows, make sure we don't buy too many, and then be short of food. But we'll build those up over time as well. And we've also got grapes, which hopefully should bring in a bit of additional cash as well. So let's just turn this down here. Let's get this down. What we'll do is we'll run the combine back as well, get the combine back to the farm. And we will get this field mulched and ready for the next stage. So there goes our helper. He's doing his thing. He knows what to do. He's got it all covered. So we will leave him to it. And we will, like I said, run that combine back. And we'll probably call it there for this episode. Lots to do still. Really enjoying this map. I'm really enjoying actually getting my teeth into some gameplay. It's been a few weeks of discovering the game, working out what's what, helping people, doing a lot of tutorials and things like that. I'll be honest with you, I am itching for some new maps and some fresh content from the modders. I know we've got to wait for it, but the base games are great. But let's be honest, we're all crying out to see what the modders can do with the game as soon as they can. So we will leave it there until the next time. Thank you very, very much for watching. Take care, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye for now.